Well, just before we get to the FMDQ OTC market, let's still look at what is happening there in Zimbabwe. An El Nino-induced drought has hit southern Africa and cut output out of the staple maize, leaving 4 million people in need of food aid in Zimbabwe alone. The World Food Programme and its partners are now using a satellite data monitoring system to help affected countries respond better to poor harvests and hunger in future.
The World Food Programme has found an innovative way to help it plan and respond to climatic conditions that often cause poor yields and hunger in parts of the world. In a joint program with the European Space Agency, the UN agency is using data from the Sentinel-2 satellite to monitor the effects of climatic changes in agricultural and pastoral areas. It's hoped that the program will help reduce the effects of climatic change in countries like Zimbabwe, where the El Nino-induced drought affecting southern Africa has cut the output of staples like maize. The El Nino weather pattern caused reduced rainfall for much of southern Africa last year, and during the early months of this year, the same period as the growing season in the region.
Sentinel-2 is a brand new satellite that provides very high resolution data with a very high frequency of observation. And what this does is to allow us to better estimate the impacts of El Nino on crop production, planted area, and the likely agricultural outcomes.
The worst drought since 1992 has left 4 million Zimbabweans facing hunger. President Robert Mugabe has already declared a state of disaster in most rural parts of the country, severely hit by the drought, which allows international donors to raise money quickly to provide food aid to Zimbabwe. Sentinel-2 is currently being used to provide updates on food security status in Zimbabwe through the Food Secure Climate Resilience Program. The program, launched late last year in partnership with the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, supports 550 smallholder farmers.
Food Secure program has helped us. It will assist in reducing hunger. If you compare the crop I had on the farm and the one I have now, there's a big difference. Now that I'm practicing conservation agriculture, it shows that I will harvest far much more than I did before. Even a smallholder can conserve water and soil and harvest more than one has not. So for me, this is a good program.
Right, let's take a quick look now at the FMDQ OTC market. I'm being joined by a fixed income trader from Guaranteed Trust Bank, Chioma Udu. Good afternoon, Chioma.
Good afternoon.
Now, what is the current yield like now compared to the opening yield? Is the market still trying to digest the MPC meeting outcome?
The market has already digested the MPC outcome. What we have now is sideways trading across the call. The market opened bearish and CBN came into the market offering an OMO option. So we saw the rates trend up about 220 basis points on the long end of the curve and then 5 to 10 basis points on the short end.
The market will soon come to a close. What are your expectations in terms of liquidity today?
For liquidity, if the OMO goes off, we expect a very thin market. And then we expect ODD and overnight to trend up from 7 and 8 to about 9-10%.
Right, thank you very much, Chioma. Thank you for your time. And that's it on the program. Thank you very much for watching. Do have a good afternoon.